What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode of the Work for Hire podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Lowe.
And I'm really love as always, baby.
What up, bro? How you feeling?
What's good, dog? I'm feeling great, man. Feeling
last,
amazing like
last
always.
week's episode was like that. Shout out to Brian for pulling up. Bro, we got to get into it today, bro.
We do. What we talking about?
You don't know.
No, I literally have no idea what we're talking about right now, bro. I'm having a whole fiasco, bro.
So actually, the first topic, bro, I want to bring up something you said, bro.
Okay.
Something you said to me recently. You know what I'm saying? I have to pull it up in my notes. Because I wrote it down when you say it.
So something I said recently.
I actually listen to you when you talk, unlike you with me.
Bro,
you know
I be listening to you, bro. In private. So I said this in private. How you know I want people to see this? Hear this.
Hey, look, we
like what we was talking about last week.
YOLO, bro.
Keep some things private.
All right, so you were talking about how your birthday's coming up. And you were
Right.
kind of like tripping off the fact that like about to be 26, bro. You're old, bro.
Bro, you don't gotta expose me like that.
You're old, bro. You're getting grades up there, buddy.
That's facts, bro. I'm getting grades. I'm
But
getting stressed.
You were stressing out about that, and you were talking a little bit about how you've been in New York for 3 years. And it's like,
Okay. I remember now.
yeah. And it was like, yo, I might need to switch it up. I might need to change some things up. And just elaborate on that a little bit, like how you were feeling at the time.
How I was feeling about like,
Just like putting this stress on yourself about your age, where you're at in life, how long you've been here in New York, and things like that. Talk about that a little bit.
so, all right, I just want to talk about the whole situation. So basically, I just want to get this straight. 26 is not old. In my head, I feel like it's old because I be going out and I be having fun in New York City. Of course, New York City is amazing. I love New York City. There's so much shit to do. You know, like you can go out and have fun doing nothing but walking. You know, like you can literally go outside with the intention to just eat food and end up having the time of your
Going
life.
on a whole adventure.
Yeah, going on a whole adventure. And you know me, sometimes I don't even go home.
Yeah.
You probably be like, where the fuck really at right now? I don't even know where I be at sometimes, bro. Like sometimes you ask me like, what did you do? I'm like, I don't know, bro.
Yes.
But so it's just like, it is a very like ignorant and naive thing to say. And kind of like in hindsight, it might sound stupid, but like basically when I was in college around like 19 and 20, and I would be at like parties or like the bar or clubs or some shit like that. And I'd be talking to someone that I think's like, yo, this person's mad cool. And they'll tell me their age and they'll be like, yo, I'm 26. My 20-year-old mind, I'm like,
You're like, yo, what are you doing?
yeah, why are you here? Like, don't you have a family? I'm like, don't
raise
you
your
got,
kids.
yeah, don't you got dreams to be chasing, bro? Like, have you not accomplished everything you wanted to? Why are you partying?
Yeah.
That was my mindset
Yeah.
at 20 years old because I have such a big, like, ambitious mind for myself. So in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, 26-year-old me is going to be like,
Yeah,
I'm the shit. I'm up there.
Yeah.
I'm like that.
So
I'm
where
like,
you at now?
so, motherfucker, I'm that 26-year-old when I'm talking to people at parties and they tell me 20, they're probably looking at me the same way. Like, bro, why are you here, bro? Like, literally, they're probably, you know what I'm saying? No, like, they're probably like, over
Wait,
here.
so are you not allowed to have fun anymore?
That's the thing I want to say. So I want to expand on because I was also talking about this to you like a couple weeks ago. I don't think it was the same session, but yes, you are allowed to have fun. It's just you have to. I'm still having trouble doing this. You have to mediate it, man. And in New York City, it's so hard because there's just so many distractions. Up here, it's so easy to just be busy to be busy. If that makes sense.
Break that down.
So I'm busy usually because I'm out having fun. That's my type of word, busy.
Okay.
Mostly, like
You be
I'm
in
not
the streets,
busy.
you be outside.
Yeah, I be outside. I'm not out here like working super hard. I mean, I work super hard, and I always
You're not
like,
working for hire, is what you're saying.
Yeah, bro.
Why are you on this podcast?
Bro, I don't know, but I'm trying. That's why I started.
Okay.
I'm like, I need to backtrack. I need to grab my sense of self again.
All right, keep going.
So basically, like, it's just when you're in a city like New York, it is like so ambitious and there's so much like shit going on. Things move at 100,000 miles per minute out here, and it's very easily to get distracted from your goals here. I find it hard, like easy to get distracted from your goals here
there's just so
because,
much
like I
going
was
on.
saying, there's just so much going on, and you can have so much fun here that you can get caught up in the lifestyle of just being a New Yorker. And not like a New Yorker, but like in the lifestyle of like the New York nightlife scene or New York, like how people romanticize New York in TikTok. You can get caught up in that kind of lifestyle, very much so.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of TikToks
Lost in the sauce.
Yeah, lost in the sauce, exactly. There's a lot of TikToks out there that romanticize New York, and and you look at it, and me and you've been here. I'm pretty sure you go through it and you like look at it and like, New York ain't really like that. Y'all romanticizing the fuck out of it. Like, bro, I just seen like a homeless man shit on the street the other day. Like,
gosh.
y'all not putting that on TikTok.
You're traumatized.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they romanticize it like that. But basically, I get distracted from the nightlife, from having fun, from being out here in New York, that I forget and I kind of lose the motivation or drive that I have to work for hire sometimes. And I'll admit it.
Yeah.
I keep it a stack. And that's why I was having that moment where I was just like, damn, I need to really stop fucking around now and really get back to working for hire, bro. I really have to get back to that mindset of like, now if someone's gonna ask me to do something, I'm like, nah, I can't. I need to work on this content, or I need to do this. I need to like work on my brand that I'm ideating up. I need to, like just say no to certain things, even though it's so easy to say yes to having fun, bro. Cause I like having fun.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the type of person, I'm an extrovert. I like being around people and just having fun. So it's like New York for me, I remember I told you this before, it's like almost a blessing and a curse with me. Like I kind of cherish Richmond because there's not a lot going on in Richmond. You could be bored.
Yeah, very easily.
It's so easily be bored. But I kind of, the type of person I am, and I realized that coming up here that I kind of need that.
Yeah.
I kind of need the silence. I kind of need to sit there and be bored.
Because it makes you create things to do.
Exactly. It makes me motivated when I'm bored.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just go out in Richmond and have the time of my life eating food. But I'm gonna go to fucking America's Best Wings and have the time of my life? No, bro.
That honeymoon dust be going crazy.
But like, no, right? Like, you make nothing out of something.
Yes.
And I feel like me and you, we excelled at that down there. We always made nothing out of something because there's nothing going on in Richmond, really. There's a little bit, but like...
There's a scene, but...
There's a scene, but, most of the time you're just bored trying to fucking do something fun.
Yeah.
And that fun was making content for me and for you, probably.
Yeah.
Like, it was like doing things to make you not bored and just sit at home and feel like you're wasting.
It's easier to stand out.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. And it's just like, when you're out here in New York and you're just like out having fun, you're seeing all the lights, shit like that. I'm a type of person, I get distracted easy in general.
See, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I agree in that, like, time flies by, you kind of lose a sense of what you're out here for in the first place. So there's no dispute for me there. But it was like when you were saying it and you were talking about, yo, I've been in New York for 3 years now. I need to move. Like, I need something different. And how I took that was just like, while we are working for hire, why does everything have to be so serious? Like, why is like everything?
That's true.
Why does everything have to have this meaning? Like, yo, I've been here for 3 years. Now I got to move to this place because by this point in my life, I want to be here and there. And it's like, why can't you work for hire, but at the same time live in the moment and just, let life unfold the way it unfolds? It doesn't always have to have some crazy structure and plan to it. And so we were even talking about, it's like a lot of times we try to place meaning on things because if we feel like we can't put a meaning on something, then it's not important.
It's not important. Yeah, I remember we were speaking about this the other day, walking to the train, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, why, us as humans, we're curious beings.
Yes.
We always need to have an answer for some reason. Like, we need an answer, bro. Like,
especially me, bro.
Yeah.
I try to do that all the time.
I mean, but it's just like, it's just natural for human beings to be curious. If we weren't curious, we would not be here right now. We would not have made fucking fire and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, for real.
Yeah, like, we need to just solve things, like things that are unresolved and like iffy, we hate. So we try to put meaning behind these things. And if there's like something so caught up in like the like unknown or what stuff like that, we just brush it off. We see it as not important. And I think to your point, it's like I'm just trying to find the right kind of balance, the mediation of working for hire and playing hard too, like work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing a little bit too hard recently, bro. Mm-hmm. And now I need to work hard.
Yeah.
So.
And it's crazy because we actually had like a full podcast episode that night because it's like right after that.
We did.
You started talking about how it was kind of depressing in a way about how like you all have a passion, but how do you know that passion is actually for you? Because to be a creative, you got to be a bit delusional. Like
you do. You
Kanye says, name one genius that ain't crazy. You know what I mean? Like you have to have a degree of crazy to you because there's going to be a lot of times where you could just give up And it's like, at what point is it okay to quit? At what point is it okay to like wave the red flag and be like, bro, this ain't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that just led to a deeper discussion, because I feel like with that, bro, it doesn't even have to be looked at as quitting. You could look at it
Yeah.
as pivoting.
Pivoting is the perfect word to put
Because
there.
sometimes quitting or pivoting could be the best thing to happen to you
Right.
as well. Because it's like, bro, I feel like a lot of times we don't even know what we want because of a lack of self-awareness, and a lot of things. A lot of times we want things that other people want, or we want things that other people have, right? So like you might see somebody with all these different things, like he might be super successful at what he does, and you're like, oh, I want that. But whole time, that's not really your thing.
Yeah.
You just see that it's cool on social media. A lot of people validate it. It looks cool.
It was a thought, and now you turn that thought into something more than what it probably was supposed to be.
Yeah. And so it's just like with that, bro, I think it really comes down to your decision-making skills.
Yeah.
And like really understanding yourself and like, what am I good at? What are my gifts? What are things that I enjoy doing?
Yeah.
And you actually broke down a passion. Do you remember what you said? Like your definition for what a passion is? You were like,
oh, okay. All right. So I
Yeah.
basically was saying that I wrote down this quote, bro, really quick, bro. So let me emphasize.
this man got to scroll.
Let me see if I got it on my phone, bro.
I kind of remember what you said. If you don't
So
remember. Oh, you got it. All right. You sharp today.
there's that perception that your passion is something you're excited to do every second of every day. But that's not true. I think your passion is something that you find is worth doing every second of every day.
Got you.
You see what I get there? So it's not excited. You find it worth. I mean, it can still be exciting, but it's unrealistic to think. I feel like it's unrealistic to think that a passion, even though there's that perception that passion is something you just love fucking doing, and like every second of every day, no one can, like, you don't hate it.
Yeah.
There's not days where you just like, fuck, why am
I don't
doing
want to
this?
do this.
Yeah, I don't
wake
wanna
up and
do
edit
this
a
anymore.
video today.
Exactly. I don't want to fucking like wake up and try to make album reviews or like listen to music.
Like
and
I really
all
gotta
this shit.
sit on the couch and talk to him for 2 hours. I don't feel like doing that right now.
Probably do it every other day, even without the cameras. No. But yeah, like there's gonna be those times, those certain moments where you're like, bro, you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You just don't want to do it. Does that mean that that's now not your passion anymore?
Yeah.
And I feel like when we have those certain thoughts, that's when it can get depressing. And that's when it can lead to that moment that I was speaking about the other day. Is like, how do you know what you think is your purpose is your actual purpose? Because you really don't know.
Yeah.
It's not set on stone. Like once you find something you're passionate about, it's not like you get a certificate and they're like, congratulations, you've been picked to be a fucking video editor. Or you've been picked to be a stylist.
You found your purpose.
You found your purpose. Like there's no certificate. You just don't know. You think you know. You think this is your passion. And that is the depressing part about being a creative, about being a dream chaser, about being an ambitious person, is that we think we have to find purpose. You know, like,
see, I was just talking to the homie AJ about this. Purpose for me, I think purpose has to be much bigger than the career you do, the occupation you have.
yeah.
Purpose is the reason why you're here. Honestly, I think God looking down at all of us, and he don't really care that much about what we do for a 9 to 5, how we make our money. I feel like to him, that's just kind of man-made. We put a lot of pressure on that. I feel like purpose is like, how can you better the people around you, the people on this earth? How can you make
For
the
sure.
earth a better place?
For sure.
How can you spread his message, right? And the career you have is just the vessel to help you do that on a higher level.
Yeah, that's an excellent way to put it.
So like for me, I always say that I feel like my purpose is to turn on the light bulb for the masses. I feel like the vessel to do that is through the content, through the videos, through the music, through just the art in general. And so, but at the same time, if I was to walk outside and give a homeless person $20 and have a genuine conversation with them, I'm technically living in my purpose. But I feel like for us, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Like, you could live in your purpose every single day,
can.
but like, we kind of don't see it as that until you're famous or you have the verified check or you have a bag
Yeah.
and you got all this other stuff. And so, for real, I think it all boils down to, are you making a decision out of love or are you making a decision out of fear? And I feel like if you decide to make decisions only out of love, it's inevitable that you'll end up in the right place.
Yeah. Like you'll get to where you're going as long as your head is in the right direction and you're not afraid. Because when you start making decisions out of fear, now you're just basically cutting yourself short. You're taking away all the opportunity that could be amazing, that could change your life, that all of this stuff is like no longer a possibility because you're so focused on the bad things that could happen. You're blocking your own fucking shine, bro.
Yes.
You know, like,
Now, just because I say make decisions out of love doesn't necessarily mean that you have to love the decision that you're making, right? Because I feel like you can make a decision out of love but not love the decision you're making, because you understand that, yo, if I love myself, I'm going to put discipline over my emotions in this current situation. So I feel like a lot of times we go into situations and we don't fully understand all the work that goes into
Facts.
what we want.
Facts.
I feel like a lot of people will make statements like, yo, I want to be a millionaire by age 30.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to have this LLC and this LLC, and I want to become a crypto millionaire by the time I'm 23. And it's like, fam, cool. Say that. By all means, write it down. Speak it into
Manifest it.
existence.
Law of attraction.
Manifest it. By all means, I'm not hating on that. But you have to understand the work that goes behind it. You can't just say these empty sayings, not understand. Because, bro, if it was that easy to be a millionaire by age 30, everybody would
be
do
a
it.
millionaire.
But
Everybody
it's hard.
would be. It's
Bro,
hard.
I have a story of when I was a kid. Like, I had to say, like, I don't know the exact age, but I'm going to say like 10. I wanted a guitar. I wanted it bad, bro. Like, I was asking for a guitar all the time, right? At the time, bro, my teeth was like falling out, so like I couldn't pronounce words right. So I'm like going to my dad. I'm like, I want a guitar, and like, I want a guitar.
I want to get there.
Yeah, and he couldn't understand what I was
You're like,
saying. So
what?
like, every Christmas is passing, and like I'm not getting the guitar. And then finally, I asked for the guitar, and he understands. And I remember him telling me that he felt bad because he realized I've been asking for this for a while, but he didn't really know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So he's like, yo, he wants a guitar. This is dope. I'm gonna get him a guitar. He appreciates music. He wants to make music. So he like goes all out for me. He gets me a Fender. It's like the red and white joint. It's like the joint on Drake and Josh that bro had in season 1, like up there, bro. So I have the Fender. This man gives me an amp, bro. I got guitar picks. I got all this different stuff. He even hits up the homie who is like famous guitar player, and he's like, yo, can you give him lessons every Tuesday night? We'll come to your crib. I'll pay you this much money, and like you'll have like a 2-hour lesson with him, and just keep it consistent so you can get better. And he's like, bet. So he hooks it all up for me, right? I'm like, bet, because I remember seeing on TV with Drake and Josh, Naked Brothers Band, all this stuff. Like, yo, these kids are playing guitar. I want to do that too. I want to have a band.
Right.
I want to go
Be a rock
crazy.
star.
I want to be a rock star. But I didn't understand all the work that goes into playing guitar. I thought it was easy. I thought you just play it.
I mean, yeah.
And you shred, and it sounds amazing. So I go to the lessons, and bro, it was like the hardest thing ever. Like, the first song that I ended up learning was Maria Maria, Carlos Santana. And like, I'm trying to learn the hook, the bridge, and all that kind of stuff. And bro, it's so difficult. You got to make sure that your hands are on the right fret. You got to remember, placements. You also got to strum down here. You got to use a whammy bar from time to time.
Hey, yo.
Yo, that was crazy. My fault.
Hey, yo.
But you got to do all of this stuff. You got to press down on the strings a certain way so you get a certain sound. Your fingers is literally bleeding from having to hold these strings. You got to tune it. It's so much that goes into it. On top of that, just after the lesson, that doesn't mean you know the song. You still got to practice at the crib for hours.
You rehearse it.
Bro, that was the hardest thing ever. And I started to lose love for it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't really want to go to practice today. I don't really want to go to my guitar lesson. I don't want to spend time in my room learning the song anymore. And so slowly I started to fade off because of my emotions and how I felt at the time. Now, bro, I wish I still did it. I wish I had the discipline to be like, yo, I don't feel like doing this. This is super difficult, but I'm still going to learn it anyway. Because if I knew how to play the guitar today, that's just another great skill that I would have.
Another amazing skill, yeah.
Yes, bro. And it's like, I realized as I become an adult, like, as I am an adult, but I started to realize that you have to put discipline over your emotions.
Yeah.
A lot of times we don't know what we're getting ourselves into, and that's fine. You're not always gonna know what it takes to do something that in a space that you never navigated before.
Yeah.
But once you get into it, it is important that you put discipline over emotions.
Yeah, because you can very much get caught up in exactly what we were saying. We're like, how do I know this is my purpose? When it's in the shitty moments of you doing something that you're passionate about.
Yes.
Like, you're waking up and you don't want to record a video and stuff like that. And just because right now you just feel like you don't want to make it, now all of a sudden you're psyching yourself out because you get emotional about it. Like, why am I even here? Why am I doing this? This is not meant for me. All because you're having like a bad day and you just don't feel like doing something that you're passionate about. And now all of a sudden you're psyching yourself out and you just might all of a sudden just end up quitting or thinking that it's just not meant for you when you could push past that emotion and be like, all right, maybe I'll stop today, but tomorrow I'm gonna discipline myself, like you said, and I'm gonna really do it. Yeah. So you have to overcome your emotions a lot of times just so that you can stay on track and really stick with something. But back with what you're saying with the story about like you and the guitar and all that stuff when you were younger and stuff like that, I also have a story too. If we had, good? All right. It's just basically like, so I have a story about not only like the whole topic that we're talking about, like whether it be like chasing your passions, when do you know it's the right time to quit? When do you know when it's the right time to pivot or the right time to like, I guess, stay disciplined in the moment? It's basically a whole fucking story. My fucking goddamn come up story. So basically like, it got me to where I am today. So basketball is a huge part of my life. Wow. Huge part of my life.
You like that?
All right. Yeah, I'm nice, bro.
Okay.
I'm nice, bro. I'm pretty
still
good.
Ducking me though. I ain't gonna,
Nah. Whoa. So basically, long story short, growing up, I played basketball almost every single day. Like I would always play basketball every single day, every moment of the day. I get off of school playing basketball. Like any free time playing basketball for hours, like whether it be just shooting around or playing in the neighborhood, I would always play basketball. It was my only passion at the moment. Yes. Like something that I loved doing. So in my head, because I was young and also this is something that I fucking enjoy doing every day, I'm like, I'm going to go to the NBA. Obviously, like I'm young.
Every childhood.
Yeah. Like I want to be in the NBA, bro. Like I fucking love doing this and shit like that. Yeah. Now, I thought about that moment every single day, like not every single day, but that was what I stuck with all the way up until high school where like I was always like good at basketball. So like I made my middle school team. I was like the first 6th grader to get on the team and everything. Like I was going crazy in intramurals, bro. Coach brings me to the side and I'm like, yo, what's your name, bro? Like dead ass.
Yo, nah, that's a great feeling.
I know, I'm telling you.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a great feeling.
Like I'm like, bro, like literally, I'm just going crazy in intramurals 6th grade. Now, only 2 6th graders normally make the middle school team because they're 6th, 7th, 8th graders. I'm over here like in gym just going crazy, getting off. Coach pulled me to the side like, yo, what's your name, bro? I tell him my name. Ever since then, like, I'm locked in. I'm on the team since like ever since he pulled me to the side and like, yo, what's your name? I'm locked in. So I always have moments that be like, this is achievable. I could go to the NBA. Because there's moments like that revalidated my fucking dream, especially at the time being 13, 14.
Like, yo, I'm on the right
13,
track.
14. Fast forward, 9th grade, same shit happens, bro. 9th grade, I'm going crazy in tryouts, bro. Coach pulls me to the side. They're over here chit-chatting, talking about like, yo, what is he? Is he Chinese? Is he Mexican? What is he? I'm like, nah, I'm a motherfucking baller. That's what I am. Boy. I'm a baller. Pull me to the side. They was like, yo, facts. They're like, yo, what's your last name? I'm like, Fontilla. Bro says Inkum.
Wow.
Bro says Inkum. Writes my name in ink. Pretty much on the team. Long story short.
Pretty much on the team?
Long story short, bro.
Okay.
I was misconceived, bro. Misconceived. I don't even fucking know. I I had the wrong. I was misled, bro. I was misled. I was thinking I was
Okay.
on the team. I was inked in. I made it all the way through the tryouts. So this would be a repetitive thing that happens from ninth to like 11th grade, where like bullshit would happen where I would pretty much make it onto the practice squad every year and then just get cut. Worst feeling ever. Like to the moment where I'm like, I'm on the team. They're gassing me up. Like coaches are gassing me up. Like yeah, giving me plays and all this shit. Like blah blah blah, giving me the rundown, and then I get cut last moment before season starts. So I'm like, bro, fuck this shit, bro. Like I'm putting in all this hard work. I go to all the conditionings. Fuck this. This is bullshit. And at that time, I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. Like I didn't know my passion, what I wanted to go to college for. I'm like 17 now in high school.
Yeah.
You should start thinking about shit like that. What do you want to go to college for? I had no idea. So senior year, I gave up, bro. I realized, it hit me. I realized like I got that one last time junior year when I got cut, final cut.
Yeah.
I just gave up. I'm like, yo, fuck this. It's not meant for me, man. I'm like, bro, like, I'm tired of the bullshit.
Was that like a heartbreak thing?
It's my first heartbreak ever. Basketball was my first love, bro. My very first love. Most heartbreaking thing I ever went to is like giving up on
You
that
just gotta
dream.
keep it a stack, like yo.
Yeah, keep it a stack.
It's not happening.
It's just not happening. At that moment, the dream was shattered. Obviously, I was just like so gassed. I'm like 5'5",
Yeah.
too. So like, it just made sense to me to like give up on that dream. I'm like, realistically, I'm not growing any taller.
Yeah.
This is my peak. So it's
Yeah.
just like I had to give up, and I had to give up on basketball. So senior year, didn't even try out.
Wow.
They wanted me to, didn't even try out. They wanted me to be on a summer league team. Fuck that.
So like, what happened after that? Like, where did you redirect?
So around that time is when I started getting into fashion. Around that time, I really started getting into like Tumblr really put me on the fashion and stuff like that. So I really found another passion mindlessly, like a sub passion, nothing that I really put my all into, but something I was passionate about. And once I got cut from basketball, I basically redirected all that energy into not playing basketball, redirected all that energy into fashion, because I realized like, oh, I could go to college for fashion. Oh, I could do this for a career. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna just redirect all this hard work and energy I got from this heartbreak of being a baller now into being like a stylist or just working in the fashion industry. So basically, it's like if I never would have had that heartbreak from like basketball, I could have still just been trying to chase basketball so hard, worked
You
even
had-
harder,
you had
worked
to
even
pivot.
harder. Yeah, I had to pivot, and now I'm here. I'm in New York City, graduated,
Yeah.
working in fashion, doing fashion things in New
Nah.
York City. I'm still on the grind, something I'm passionate about, but
That's
I'm glad I pivoted, like you said, like, and also full story, like I could, obviously, nothing, like a dream is never an ended dream. Like if I put in hella work, I probably could have made the team too, obviously, like hella work, but I wasn't willing to put in that extra work.
bro.
I wasn't willing to go through all of that shit, I guess, at the moment for me to make the team.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I like that story, bro, because I do feel like we was just talking about you have to have a certain level of delusion.
Keep crossing my legs. That shit
You're
not
creative. But it's like we live in a culture where everybody's so like, don't give up. We're all motivational speakers. We're like, don't give up, don't quit. And it's looked down upon if you quit. But like in that situation, you had enough self-awareness to be like,
Yeah.
okay, even though I love this thing, it's just not the thing.
Yeah, it's not the thing.
And it's okay with a passion just being a hobby for you. Like,
Yeah, it's okay.
and
Why do?
yeah,
Sorry.
we try to make everything so serious.
Yeah.
And like I feel like there are a lot of people that don't want to give up that childhood thing.
Yeah.
And so in a way you're kind of wasting time by still trying to treat this like the main thing when there's a ton of other things that you're gifted at that you would excel in, but you don't even want to try those because you got too much pride to like let it go. You don't want to be looked at as a quitter when, just rephrase it, you're a pivoter.
Pivoter.
You
That's
know what
a
I'm saying?
Great word.
And so you had to understand that about yourself, and now you're excelling in this whole other thing, this whole other
Because of
lane.
my heartbreak, because I pivoted exactly. Which wait, fuck. Keep talking. I forgot it. This is
Yeah, and so like for real, that's something that I think about a lot. I always try to like sit alone sometimes and really just reflect like, okay, how am I feeling about the work that I'm doing now? Is this where I want to be? Am I seeing results from it? And a lot of times you gotta go back and count the small wins too, because the small wins are very important. So I'll reflect on like, okay, maybe I didn't get these goals that I written down for the year 2022, but there was a lot of small wins in here that matter as well. And then I usually end up coming to the conclusion like, yeah, this is still the thing for me.
Right.
But I think it's very important that you do that, because you never know. You might reflect one day and be like,
this is not it, because you
it's
never
not
know.
adding up. Like, I'm putting a lot of money here, a lot of time here, and
Never
I'm
know.
not even getting the small wins anymore
Yeah.
at this point.
But-
and at that point, it might be time to seriously consider another
Hang it
route.
up. But yeah, that's a good point. Like, you have to have that measurement
Yes.
of, am I actually doing good in this thing? Is this achievable? Is this logical? That's a big part about things too.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously I'm 5'5", like I said.
Damn. You said what?
Bro, I'm 6'10", like I said. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? But like, it was logical to give up on that dream, on that passion, you know? I mean, I didn't give up. Still, I'm passionate about it, but it
you
was
still do.
logical to give up on that dream because just things didn't add up. I'm like, obviously not tall, not this, blah, blah, blah. But like, it was logical. So you have to have those measurements too of like, is this logical? Am I reaching certain goals at a right moment? Something that you can measure your success by, because then now you realize this is actually worth it. And that this is not only actually worth it, but it is obtainable. You know, like something, it's just not a dream. It's obtainable. And now you have evidence to why it's obtainable because you reach these certain goals. And that's something that I'm trying to practice on too, is like setting goals for me so that I'm good with my passions. And I know that it won't like, you know, you have that certain set, you discipline yourself basically so that you're staying on the good track of chasing your dreams. I feel like me personally, and I feel like even society as a whole almost, makes it seem like your passion has to be your job, your career.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like at this moment, it's just like, you should love what you do. And then that got taken out of perspective when it's like, ideally now you're just like, you're taking what you love. You should love what you do, obviously. But now you're just like, if I'm not making money with my passion, it's not my passion.
Yeah, like a job could just be how you feed your family.
Yeah,
how
exactly.
you pay the bills. But like, you can be passionate about your family.
Yeah.
You can be passionate about traveling.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a job. You know
It
what I mean?
doesn't have to be a job.
I completely agree with you. Like, people prioritize different things.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, we always try to make it like, oh, so what do you do for work? What is your LinkedIn profile?
Yeah.
What is your resume? And it's just more to life than just your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more than your resume. So I agree with you.
Yeah, so wait, that's another thing. Is like when they ask you like, what do you do? Everyone always like refers to that question as like, what is my job?
Yeah.
Why? How come sometimes when people ask like, what do you do? We don't say what our passions are. Don't you find that that's crazy? Like, what do you do? We automatically think job. I have to say what I do now for work. But why?
Nah, cause for real, cause like
Yeah,
I'll
that's
be
crazy, right? Yeah, I
I'll
just
be
thought about
talking
that.
to somebody. I'll be talking to somebody, and I'm like, "Yo, so what do you do?" "Oh, I do construction." And then I'll be like, "Oh, but what do you want to do?" Or like,
Yeah, but why don't they just say what they do? Like as their passion. They're
I
like,
feel like
oh, I make claymation videos.
Because it goes back to
Like-
back to the first episode when we was talking about imposter syndrome. I feel like people feel like if they're not monetized in a certain space, like their actual passion,
not
that
what they do.
they can't say that's what they do.
Right.
Or if they're just starting out, like they're learning how to DJ,
Yeah.
they can't really say, "Oh, I'm a DJ," because they kind of feel like a fraud in
Yeah.
a way. But you just gotta take confidence
But
in that, bro.
yeah, you have to take confidence, and sometimes you find those people that are like always insecure about what they do to the point where they'll be like, "What do you do?" And you tell them like, "Oh," they'll say like, you'll ask them, "What do you do?" And they'll say, "Oh, I'm a banker," and then tell you their passion.
Yeah.
They're like, "But I'm actually a video director. I actually like write poems. I'm like in the middle of like making a book and shit like that."
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah,
And I kind of feel it to a degree because, like, for example, say you rap and you're just starting off with rap. Like, you understand you're not that great, but you're
Right.
trying to get better, right? A lot of times, bro, you'll go to somebody, but what do you do? "Oh, I'm a rapper." "Oh, spit a 16.
yeah.
Like, they just put you on the spot.
Put you
So
on the
I
spot.
can understand how a person who's a little insecure about what they do is like, I don't want to tell somebody I sing because now they're going to ask me to sing for them.
Right,
And
yeah,
I know
yeah.
I'm not that great. I'm working on it.
It's like with a comedian, they're like, it's so funny. Comedian's a funny thing. Like when you ask someone like, what do you do? And they're like, oh, I'm a comedian or a comic. They're like, make me laugh. Like,
the
what
hardest
fuck?
thing ever.
Make me laugh on the spot. Like, I just out here with jokes to make people laugh, waiting for that moment to someone come up to me. Like,
Yeah, I
like
feel bad for
nah, bro. Like,
comedians,
that shit's, yeah, it's just like, that's the first thing people think of. Like, when someone says they're like, they're a comedian.
They just expect you to be funny
They be like,
all the
oh,
time,
wow,
on
make me
command.
laugh,
Like,
please.
you gotta be OD
They're like, tell
funny.
me a joke. Like, no, what the fuck? But it is that thing with society where it's just like, I guess not even society. I'm more so speaking on a personal level. Like, I need to be able to separate my passions and make it like not necessarily my job, if that makes sense. Like, there's like certain passions that I want to have and keep as hobbies, and it's okay if that's not my job.
Yeah.
Like, I have to accept that it's okay that that's not my job. Whereas like I'm thinking of, because my passion can be a job, that it has to be my job.
Yeah.
And that's what like gets me in a whole turmoil sometimes, when I'm just like, you second guessing your job, your career and stuff like that, because you're like, but it's not my passion. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be though.
Yeah.
Because you could have your passion be your hobby, and then it could make money from it and shit like that. But it's like me and you, we do like romanticize career.
Yeah. I do personally. I
Yeah,
ain't
we
gonna
do
lie.
romanticize career
It
and
could
shit
come
like
off
that.
hypocritical, but it's the truth though. Like, let's take LeVar Ball. Somebody could say that LeVar Ball's purpose was to be a great father for his
Yeah.
kids, so that his kids could do this thing. Being a father isn't necessarily a job. I mean, we call it a job, but like, he's not necessarily getting paid to be a father.
Yeah.
That's just a byproduct, because he raised successful sons who are in the NBA now, so now they got money. But like, honestly, if you're happy, just be happy. If
Just
you
be
live
happy.
a life that you're happy with, whether it's like some
Yeah.
job that you just do, but on the side you like to go horseback riding in
Right.
the mountains, that makes you happy. If that's your passion,
Yeah.
go for it, bro.
So
For
now-
me, I do feel like what would make me happy is kind of career based.
Yeah.
But that's just a personal thing with me.
Personal,
You can
for
work
sure.
for hire in aspects outside your career, though.
Yeah, you can work for hire. Like, it's very broad, like you said. Work for hire. You find purpose in everyday life. Like, your purpose doesn't necessarily have to be career driven or job driven, everything like that. Your purpose
Yeah.
could be something simple like being an amazing friend to others, or being a role model within your social circle. It doesn't have to be like, my purpose is to like change the world specifically through like fucking acting, or like through the world's New York Times be the New York Times best-selling author and shit like that. It doesn't have to be like that. So 100% agree with that. It's just like,
Man, that was a great episode. I feel like we covered a
Yeah.
lot of ground. Let us know in the comment section what y'all took from this episode. Is there anything that stuck with y'all? Or just drop your thoughts, your opinions down below.
for
Anything
sure.
you want to say to the people before we close out?
Nah, I just have to say, I guess in general, know what you're passionate about, and it's okay if you're not able to make what you're passionate about your job. You have to find solace knowing that your passion could just be your hobby, and it's okay. Like, that has to be okay. Cause like with me, I'm learning from that. I'm like, bro, your passions don't always necessarily have to be a job that you do.
Yeah. I'd
know?
say don't be afraid to quit. Don't
Yeah.
be afraid to pivot. Also, try to spend a lot of time reflecting and spend a lot of time just being self-aware about where am I at right now? Am I happy right now? Are these things that I want? Is this just something that somebody else wants? And am I seeing results from this? And do that often. Don't let too much time go past where you don't do that, because you'll wake up one day and be like, yo, I'm mad off track from where I'm supposed to be, because I'm just, moving. But then also at the same time, everything don't gotta be so serious either.
Yeah. Why so serious? Know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So at the same time, realize there's a lot of things above you that you're
It's
not
out of
gonna
control.
know everything. You're not
Yeah.
in control. You're not gonna know everything, why everything happened, if there's a underlying reason to it. So at the same time, there has to be some type of let go that you do. Like, just try to be happy.
Yeah, basically just try to be happy.
Yes, sir.
Like, just be fucking happy,
Just
bro.
be happy, bro. Be happy,
Suck it
bro.
up. Stop being depressed.
Yo, stop posting on your IG story that depressed stuff, bro. Be happy, bro.
Be happy, bro. Be happy being like a fucking McDonald's worker, bro.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Be
mean,
happy.
yeah.
They can be happy. I brought it up the other day.
You did bring it up the other day.
Like, motherfucker could be working at McDonald's, be happier than me.
It's facts. Envious of that a little bit, but
Yeah.
yo, thank you guys for watching. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.
Peace, dog. Peace, king.